Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 4 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter fractions, equivalence, and ordering. The lessons we're going to cover today are fractions with denominator of 10, 100, and 1000, patterns of equivalent fractions, write fractions in lowest terms, compare fractions with numerators and denominators using models. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So here I'm on grade 4 math. Chapter we're on right now is equivalence and ordering. Let's just start with the lesson fractions with denominator of 10, 100, and write the equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. All the same number, right? So you need to multiply the numerator with a 10 as well. So 9 times 10 is 90. That is 90 over 100. Let's just start with the test questions. Write the equivalent fraction with the denominator of 100. So basically, we need to look at their denominator. 10 times 10 is 100. So you need to multiply that with the same number. So 2 times 10 is 20. The missing number is 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. 20 it is. Write the equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. 10 times 10 is 100 and is 30. That is 30 over. The correct option is 30. Option number 2 is the correct option. Write the equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. 10 times 10 is 100 and 4 times 10 is 40. Option number 2 is the. Write the equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. 50 over 100. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write the equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. So that is 80 over 100. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 60 over 100. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on. The next lesson is patterns of equivalent fractions. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. Just look at the denominator. measures 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Number 4, 5, 6, that is 1, 2, 3. The missing number is 3. Let's just start with the test questions. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one is 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. 14, 21, 28. 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 3 is 21, 7 times 4 is 28. That is 7 times 5 is 35. Option number 2 is the correct option. 35. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fractions. So which number is missing? That is 15. Option number 1 is the correct option. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fractions. So which number is missing? That is 3. Option number 1 is the correct. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. So that is 9, 18, 27, 36. Option number. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. That is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. Option number 1 and 24 it is. Type the missing number to complete the equivalent fraction. That is 5 over 15. Option number 2. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. What fraction, right fraction, write 4 over 7 in lowest terms. Find the largest number that divides both the numerator and denominator. So the largest number that can divide 4 and 7 is 1 because 7 is a prime number. Let's just start with the test. Write 6 by 12 in lowest term. So 6 over 12. 6 times 1 is 6 and 6. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 1 by 2. Write 5 by 7 in lowest term. 7 is a prime number, so that is also 7 is a prime number, so that is already in the lowest form. So the correct option is 5 by 6. 5 by 7. Right? 4 by 6 in lowest term. So let's the greatest common number that can divide both numerator and denominator, that is 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 2 by 3. That is 8 over 12. So let's just divide it by the greatest number 4. 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is that is 2 by 3 option number option. Right? 6 by 9 in lowest term. That is 2 by 3 option number 2 is the right. 2 by 6 in lowest terms. That is 1 by 3 option number 1 is the correct. Right. 4 by 7 in lowest terms. Yes, that 4 by 7 is already in the lowest form. Option correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Next lesson. Compare fractions with like numerators or denominators using model. Which fraction is greater? So look at the fractions. They both looks exactly same. The parts are different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one has 8 parts colored. This fraction has 8 portions are colored. The question is which fraction is greater? Greater fraction is the one that has the more portion colored, right? So 6 out of 8 has 6 portion colored, so that is greater than the other one. Let's just start with the test questions. Which fraction is greater? Four. 4 out of 8 is greater than 2 out of 8. One is the correct option. That is 4 out of 8. Which fraction is less? 3 by 4, 2 by 4. That is 3 over 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which is less? So that is 2 by 4. Which fraction is less? One by 3 is less than 2 by 3. Option number 2 is the Which fraction is greater? 1 by 8, 5 by 8. 5 by 8 is greater than 1 by 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which fraction is less? 1 by 4, 2 by 4. That is 1 by 4 is less than 2 by 4. What fraction is greater? That is 7 over 8 is greater than 4 over 8. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter we were working on is fraction, equivalence and ordering. The lessons we have covered today are fractions with denominator of 10, 100 and 1000, patterns of equivalent fractions, write fractions in lowest terms, compare fractions with like numerators or denominators using models. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are to help you. Either you write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please write down the questions in the chat box if you have any. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions? Okay,